The plan was simple. A month ago, I had an idea to make a Venom-inspired megasuit, an EVA foam masterpiece that I debut at one of the biggest Halloween conventions in the US. So what the f happened? Midwest Haunters Convention is in 2.5 weeks. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Halloween and haunted house general conventions in the world. And last year, I debuted my best costume to date, my first ever costume, and I was like put on the map with it. The problem is, I want to do that again this year, but I thought I was going to London. Turns out I got better opportunities, so that didn't happen. But that also means that I'm 2.5 weeks out of MHC, and I'm going. And I really didn't think I was gonna go. Do I go and just have fun, or do I try to strap down my boots and hustle every single day to get a really cool, unique costume out there so that I can get again impressed and be awesome and be super cool? So right now I'm going to a bagel shop, and I have brought my sketchbook, and we are going to sketch out ideas. Because I'm no quitter! The sketching went super well, actually. I had this idea for a huge, flowy, abstract megasuit thing with a full spine of like smoke and a broken ribcage and legs covered in black tentacle stuff. And then I put off making anything until it was 2 weeks out. And I realized my idea was way, way, way too big to execute, and redid my sketching to instead make a heavily Venom-inspired mask and arm, because that, maybe, I could do in 2 weeks. So here we've got a bracer. I use those as kind of reference. This is for my upper arm, and we're gonna be starting with that forearm. I just think it's gonna be easiest for me to start with. I got 15 days to do this. Today's 15. Do I think I can? While this is most definitely inspired by Venom, I also wanted this to be like an eldritch horror, demonic disease type thing. And oftentimes when you think of both these things, you think eyeballs. Yep, the eyeballs. So the first step was to cover the base of my forearm bracer in all these eyes. And I also made all these little cracks, which I'm pretty sure were completely covered up by the end of this. But we both know they're under there, I guess. So this is the first layer of a lot more layers. I want this to be like meaty and big, basically. So also you can see with the foam clay, I love using foam clay because you can like throw it at the wall and it's gonna be totally fine, but it does inflate a lot. There's a huge chance that a lot of this is gonna get covered up. We're just gonna have to see. I think I can get this done in 2 weeks. I'm kind of going back and forth so I don't lose focus. When it becomes too monotonous, I will take 10 times longer than I should to do it, and we really don't have the time for that at all. So I'm switching between sculpting and painting. I'm not actually painting this yet, but I threw down some black paint to seal the foam and get the base to a nice glossy black. While those paint coats were drying, we got to sculpting the upper arm, the bicep. And I didn't show the process of making either of these bracers because I, by no means, want anyone to try to do it the way I do it. Okay, you know, I kind of understand why she made patterns now. This is a little difficult, just a little bit. Anyway, for this upper bracer, I wanted it to slowly blend into my arm. So I decided to cut and tear into this significantly more than my lower cuff with kind of a wispy foam segment thing, so that I can stick on individual pieces later and have that kind of fading effect coming up my arm. I also put the first layer of eyes on this as well. Didn't record it because you get the gist. All right, we've got our bases here. We're gonna paint these. I want to do like a colorful color scheme because I want it to represent me. And I love color in my costumes. I know a lot of people want to see like dark reds and blacks only for this, and that would make the most sense. But that's just not really how I make costumes. I love the color. Skipping past the black undercoat for this one, here we go with the colors. I mainly stuck to blue and red, and I mixed those to get some pinks and some purples. Originally, I just wanted to throw like the whole ass rainbow on this, but I realized I like color schemes, and I like having a very specific color palette. Otherwise, I get really carried away, and it just looks like a big piece of what the fuck is that. So basically, I just went through, colored all the eyeballs kind of different colors, trying to mix the blues and the reds, make it look all cool, get some fun glowing effects. I love painting. I'm a huge painter. I mean, look at all these coats I painted. Anyway, I had fun doing this. I like color, like I said. And then we started with the tentacles, which I realized quite quickly would be a considerably longer, more monotonous task than the coloring was, by far. So I didn't get super far this day before slightly crashing out and deciding to test the bracers tomorrow morning instead. So this went better than I thought. An unforeseen problem I noticed when doing this was that I had started working out my upper body more. I want a sleeve and my arms were just way too noodly for a sleeve to look good at all. But that also meant I had to adjust the measurements to comfortably fit my arm. Luckily, I was able to make both bracers in a way that let me slide them on easily and adjust them to fit. So successful. But as you can see, the bracers are still very naked. So here we go with more tentacle action. And boom, there we go with one section of the main layer. This took one night, which sounds like I'm blazing through the project, but like I said, monotonous task, that's only one section of the forearm, so, oh man, this is gonna be rough. I also found a way to get an interesting texture with the foam clay. Basically, I broke it apart a ton and then very lightly stuck it on the bracer so that I don't crush any of the texture I just created, and the look looked sick. All wavy in a kind of way that wouldn't puff up too much when the foam clay dried and actually kept that texture. Starting to like it a little bit more. I'm starting to see more of the process. I always just like have no faith really when I start stuff because, you know, starting is the hardest part and it doesn't look like how it's gonna look at all when you start. But I'm liking it. It's not where I want it to be right now. But this stuff takes a while. I have like a week and a half at this point. So this was generally fast to do, but it's far from the last thing. It's actually only the first thing, which is it's gonna be fine. Gonna be totally real with you guys. Motivation for this project reached an all-time low. I don't think I'm gonna get it done. It's a week now. I have a week. And this is all I've done. It's cool looking, it's really cool, but I'm gonna either have to make some huge adjustments to my plan, or I'm not bringing costumes MHC. Yeah, so we're crashing out a little bit. And not gonna lie, this was not played up for the camera. I was freaking out about this costume because I really wanted it to look cool, but I was just blazing through days and it really felt like not much was happening. So I decided to switch from the arm to the skull to just see if I could get that done, because I also had to worry about the entire rest of my body too. But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. I sculpted this mask. It was like obviously $2 at the party store into a skull using foam clay. You know me. I like my skulls. This costume really does not have anything to do with skulls necessarily. I just wanted a skull and I didn't have any other ideas as to what I could make to go with my face quickly. I didn't want to do makeup. So yeah, this is basically me just sculpting a skull on this half mask and the teeth. Then we had to get to the teeth, and I made a little too many, more than I needed, because I also thought I was going to stick a ton of teeth onto the actual bracers, but I always overestimate how much I'm going to need for my projects, which is a great problem to have. Maybe not when you're on a time crunch though. These took way longer than they had to because I only used about half of them. Gonna be totally for real. I tried these on separately. They're a little clunky, but honestly I expected that. They're also way heavier than I thought they were gonna be. So now we're gonna do a glove. We're gonna put a glove on. You see, and this is the issue. It's as it gets heavier, it falls lower and lower on my hand, so that makes it more and more difficult to stick it on. But we're gonna make these gloves into long claw-like figures now. Now, if it seems like I'm bouncing back and forth randomly between things, that's kind of because I am. Foam clay and paint both take a little bit to dry, and I'm trying to optimize my time because I need to. So we're switching between layering foam clay onto the glove and zhuzhing up the skull. Zhuzhing? Why did I say that with an accent? Anyway, what that basically means is I kind of wanted one side to be infected with what was on my arm. So I cut as much as I could, lest it completely come apart, and then I just layered foam clay on like how I did with everything else. And then we applied the teeth. And as you can obviously tell, I have a bias towards applying teeth in a certain kind of pattern. But I think this turned out looking super cool. We just need to finish up painting all that gross little gooey section, and the mask is done. Pretty sick. The funny thing about foam clay is that if I set it down while it's drying, it's going to crush itself. So I have to just hold my hand like this. So I've just been doing a ton of activities, just like so fucking stupid. Yeah, can you tell I like the hand? This was frankly the coolest part of the project for me because I like gloves. That's kind of it. For as simple as it sounds, I like gloves, and I love the claws, too. I was worried those wouldn't work out because I was using wire for the first time to jut the claws farther out from my normal fingers, but safe to say it worked out pretty well. Oh, also we painted this black, like everything else. Tedious thing, especially with how many grooves this glove has. The next morning, I started to finish up the mask with a paint job. So first we punched out those bright red bloody gums. Look at that, isn't that gross? I love it. And since the red paint was already cracked open, I decided to get going on the hand job. The paint on the hand. The paint for the hand. I was gonna paint on the hand. With this hand, I actually really only stuck with the red and blues. With my arm, I also pre-mixed some like pinks and purples, but I was just kind of letting the blending happen on the hand for this one, and I think that turned out really well. I love the blending. Look at that. That looks so nice. Just some nice gradiented purples and pinks. Very nice. There we go. Pretty solid, right? Yeah? I don't know if you can see me, but pretty good. I'm gonna make some little eyeballs. I'm gonna slot them in because I think that'll work better than what I did for these. This was kind of hard to paint because I think the eyeballs didn't stand out enough to paint them really well. So I'm gonna paint the eyeballs before and then stick them onto the claw. And we're, getting kind of close to done. Sort of. It's Tuesday, so I still have like 4 days left to do this. And I have a few more things to do because it's not really a full costume yet, honestly. But we're getting there. Woody! Woody, no! Hang on! Hang in there, buddy! Where's his hat? That's hilarious. It's hard to see because of the rain and, well, the shitty weather. That's awesome. Oh, that's great. Now here's where you guys are going to start to lose me because time is getting very short, and when I get to crunch time, filming gets very sporadic. So before I shut down filming entirely and go nuts, here's what I was doing in the final days. My bracers were too one-dimensional, so using wire yet again, I sculpted some 3D tentacle action. And while that was drying, I also just continued to add on layers to the main base of the bracers. I still had too many teeth that weren't being used, so of course, we had to stick a mouth onto the arm, which is very eldritch horror-y. I think that turned out really cool looking. And what really got me super freaked out is I had 2 days left to come up with something to do with the rest of my entire body. So here's this. We got these little bits here. These are gonna go along like the side of my body here. And then we're lining all these with the wire, and we're making it all 3-dimensional and stuff. And honestly, I'm losing motivation to make this costume. This happens every single time I reach the end of a costume. I just lose motivation right at the very end, so I'm probably not going to record that much anymore, but this is what we're doing. It makes it look pretty cool. And by not recording much, I meant I stopped recording altogether because I became very, very anxious that I wouldn't be able to finish what I wanted to. I still had to finish up the bracers and the bits blending the top to my shoulder, and I still frankly had zero idea what I wanted to do with my general body. And honestly, at this point, I really didn't think this was going to be a costume that actually fully worked out for me, but this was it, and it was all I could do, so going to bed. It's been a fun, like, couple hours. You guys have seen basically everything there is to see. Well, you guys are gonna have to wait to see the rest of this day with my new costume in the next video. Join me here testing this out for the very first time. I have not put this on yet. This is the first time I'm putting this on. And it seems like it turned out swimmingly. Honestly, I didn't think it would work because I hadn't put this on until just right now, but it looks great. Damn, that looks awesome. Yeah, that looks awesome. Okay. Oh god, there's too many cars be doing that. I'm pretty positive this is hard to get on now because I got muscles. In the last 2 weeks, I've been working out a lot. Should have thought about that before deciding to become a healthy person. Oh well. I think liquid latex is going okay. It's just taking a long time. And I don't appreciate that because I got to my car later than I wanted to. That's the wrong way around. God, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of this grandpa. Dude, that's too damn bad. I just figured out that was from Holes, by the way. I didn't know that was from Holes. I just recently watched Holes like the other day. You guys don't care. Yeah, we're gonna stop that. All I'm saying is I've never been diagnosed for ADHD, but there may be some signs. I was a little bit worried here about getting this on because I forgot how long liquid latex can take to get tacky and like actually stick on the skin. So we scheduled a photo shoot for this look at 4:30 p.m. and it was currently 4. And I also wanted to walk around the show floor one more time to show this off because I'm egotistical, but suddenly I was worried not only about not being able to do this, but also just straight up being late for my shoot. Okay, that's all the liquid latex bits on. That definitely was the part that's gonna take the longest. Now I gotta do makeup. By makeup, I meant I just put some drippy black paint around my eyes. Well, that looks unique, doesn't it? I don't know if I'm in love. I'm definitely not. I'm tired. I don't wanna do this anymore. This took way too long to put on, and I have, what, 15 minutes left until I need to get my pictures done? So, we're just gonna go. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm not super excited about my costume. Honestly, looking at it while editing, I do like it. And I don't like the mask. I hate the mask. I think the teeth don't work, and I freaking hate that fake eye. I thought it would be cool to have one side be a follow me eye, but I just think it looks stupid. Oh well, whatever, can't go back now. We're gonna make it work. The arm is the big part, I guess. This is stupid. No, it's fine. It's fine, Nicole. Some things don't work out exactly how you want them to, and that's okay. We adapt. So I'm going to get my pictures done. It's like 4:16 right now. It looks a little better now in the light. Honestly, I like it a little bit more. It's a little awkward because there's barely anyone coming in because the con's almost over. Also, if you hear me lisping, that's because I am. The teeth are pressing against my mouth just enough to give me a noticeable lisp. Because, of course it is. I don't actually know what the full costume looks like. I haven't been able to see it. This is silly. This is so silly. Oh. Hello. Hi, you look awesome. Thank you. Hello. I'm getting looks. Hello. Sure.
Thanks. You too.
Yeah. Now, I didn't see Tino, my photographer, out in the lobby, and he didn't text me, so I made the assumption that he was running a little bit late with the time slot before mine. I decided to take, like, one more look around the con. It's also hard to see, obviously. Oh, I don't know what I look like in a full-length mirror. How do I look? Okay, that's pretty cool. Now, I did walk around the con, but it was dead, which made sense since it was closing in like 30 minutes. It's really dead now. Like, super dead. Tino's probably gonna be texting me soon, too. Nice. Thank you. There's something up with you. I think you got a little something there. Oh! Super dead. Oh my gosh. That's okay. That's okay. If you want to see a huge review of the con, go look at my last video, you'll find it there. Shortly after Michael Myers chin flicked me, Tino texted that he was in the lobby, so I met up with him and we headed to the parking lot for the shoot. Yeah! You're the photographer. Now, there's not much to show here. We just had some lights set up in a more or less deserted part of the parking garage and went to town. I freaking love these shoots. They make me feel so special. I feel like I have my own private photographer, and honestly, I had such a good relationship with this guy. Go check out his work, that I might as well. I don't have most of the photos at the moment, but I do have a couple I'll give you a sneak peek at. If you want to see more pics from this shoot, I'll be posting them on Instagram when I get more. Shameless plug. But if you want to see the full thing, you can see it over there. Also, he bought this fog in a can. And that's pretty fun. I liked the fog in the can. It made me feel like a supervillain. The bathroom. It's in here too, so I could hopefully like stick my thumbs through it, but it's not dexterous enough for that.
So like,
yeah, I can do this. I just can't do like specific like fingernail stuff.
oh, so like,
I just can't do like specific like finger things. Now, it was about 6 p.m. when we wrapped up the photo shoot, and I was going to the costume party later, but it started at 8:30 p.m., which meant we had a lot of downtime, and I may or may not have only had a lot of chocolate and coffee today. So we walked over to the very ritzy hotel next to the convention. It was ritzy today because apparently there was like some kind of meeting going on with very well-dressed people, and then I was walking there to go get some dinner from one of their little like vendor spots, and that was something. That was a unique experience, I'll say that much. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I look crazy. Currently at a very ritzy Hyatt, looking like this, because I wanted food after the photo shoot. It's 6:30 right now. The party's at 8:30. I've had chocolate and coffee today. That's about it. That's in the other video. You can watch that. I'm gonna go to the costume party. This is coming off. So yeah, I'm just kind of here. Just kind of chilling. People are giving me weird looks, but I'm proud of myself for not really caring. I actually find it really funny. I've been complimenting people who look really nice, and they're like, this is crazy. I'm just proud of myself for doing this, you know? I was so worried about this costume. And I mean, I've just had such a fun time. This is my job, you guys. I feel really blessed to be able to have it, you know? It's very unique. The costume party is going on in less than an hour. And my little bitties are falling off. And I need water. So I'm gonna go back to my car. I've never been to a party before, or like a party like this. So we're gonna see how this goes. I want to go. Last hurrah with this thing. Oh, I'm sleepy. I love that. That turned out the best, I think. I shouldn't be talking like this. There are a lot of people around and making me a little bit nervous. I didn't realize, but the sign is really hot. I mean, look at that. All right, so let's get to the review of that party. Quick disclaimer, take what I say with a grain of salt, please, because I'm gonna be so for real. I'm not the right kind of person to be reviewing parties. I didn't go to a single party in high school. I didn't even go to prom because I became a Minecraft Twitch streamer during COVID, and then we got back to school and it was junior year, and I just didn't even try to make friends. So long story long, I don't know what I'm doing at parties, and I kind of don't like them. Getting started with this review, take it with a grain of salt, okay? It was fine. Honestly, 35 bucks for a dance floor, a DJ, and a photo is a little bit steep. If they had free food and drinks, maybe my opinion would be different, but a 12-ounce can of soda was 6 bucks. So yeah, there's really two main sections of this. There's the outside, where most people were, if they wanted to actually talk to each other, because it was quieter and you could actually see people, so people with masks were outside a lot too. But when you got in, if you were wearing a mask, good luck. Oh no, I can't see. I can't see at all. It was dark in there. I was hoping to use this as kind of like a making friends thing. That wasn't happening inside the actual dance, because the actual dance itself was way too dark and way too loud to do any of that. I had to buy a 12-ounce soda because I was yelling at the few people I met trying to talk to them that entire time. So what I've been saying, didn't really have the best of times personally. I kind of just sat in the chair and watched people dance the entire time, which I'm fine doing. And then you had to go down like a long hallway to get to the bathroom. I feel like they could put like little fun games in that long ass hallway because it wasn't being used at all. A lot of times I was just like sitting outside in the quiet lobby, just staring at people. I didn't want to sit inside the DJ room, but I wanted people to be aware I was there. I was gifted a baby. I don't know. They just came up behind me and gave me a child. Like 3 more minutes until finalists for costume contest are announced, and then I'm probably going home. With that being said, there was a costume contest, and if you won that costume contest, you would win a lot of money. I wasn't gonna be in the costume contest, but then my friend was like, oh no, you should go, you should totally do it. So like, I put myself in, I was like, why not? And I was like, when the winners are announced, I will dip. Well, your girl didn't make finals. That's okay. I didn't expect this to make finals. It's cool, but it's not like a lot. If it were half my body, that might be a different story. But that does make me excited for the future. I have decided that I'm going to make this a part one to the character. If you guys like this video, like, subscribe, share it. Thank you to all my members for being amazing people. I saw some of you at this convention. I probably said that in the other video, but I love you. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have that much stuff to make videos about right now. I just think I look hot from this angle, I'm gonna be honest. That's why I'm recording like this. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. Good night.